Hello, I'm Richard Hammond, and things are changing. Like it or not, there are going to be fewer internal combustion engine cars on the road. And if that's the case, we've got to decide which ones. I mean, that, yeah. That, yeah. Others, less so. Think about it, if there's only going to be so many left, I mean, Mark 1 Escort, yes. Mark 4, no. Peugeot 205, oh yeah. Peugeot 207, no, it's just a lump of bland. Chrysler Crossfire, no, not under any circumstances. If there's only going to be so many slots available, we've got to cull the herd. And that's what we're doing. These two horrors we're going to take off the road, freeing up valuable slots, and we're going to turn them into other, more useful stuff, which is to say, anything at all. And if we're going to cull the herd, why not have some fun? Why not make it a competition? 2 cars, 2 teams. One, my neighbours at HMS Engineering. The other, my guys at the smallest cog. Which is why I can't host this, because I am hideously biased. So I shall hand over hosting duties to a certain Mr. Michael Fernie.
Thanks, Richard. Let's meet the teams.
In the blue corner, it's the Cogs, the family unit of Anthony, Neil and Andrew Greenhouse, 3 masters of classic car restoration. In the other blue corner, Team HMS, Matt, Guy and Matt, who will be led by HMS owner and Richard's landlord, Hadrian. The 2 teams will have 3 days to transform their cars into recycled masterpieces, after which they will be assessed by a team of 4 expert judges, led by head judge Matt Humphreys. He's a car designer, a watch designer and a lecturer at the Royal College of Art, don't you know? He will be checking in throughout the process to see how things are going. So, that's everyone involved. Time for one more thing before we set them loose.
Okay, on me, rock, paper, scissors.
Right, this is for who gets which car.
Yes, who gets to pick?
Well, wait, so winner picks...
Winner picks the car. Okay, on me, it'll be rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Okay?
Right.
Ready?
Yeah.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. That is a win for Cogs. Richard,
Right. I've
you
won
have
a
choice.
car! They're both awful. I hate them both, but that's the point of this exercise. Can I consult my team?
Yes, go for it.
Well, I think it's bigger.
Yeah.
There's more of it. I like that bonnet. We would like the Crossfire, please.
Okay,
I mean, I don't like the Crossfire or want one, but for this, I do.
Okay, I don't want to be a school PE teacher, but can you swap sides, please?
Everybody swap sides. This is our car, which we get the joy of turning into something better than this. Are we happy? Yeah. Happy with choice? Well, right. Okay, we've chosen.
Okay, HMS, you have your Peugeot, Cogs, you have your Chrysler, and you have 3 days to make as much cool stuff as you possibly can. But to give you a bit of direction, there is going to be a theme, and that theme is garden. I repeat, the theme for the build is garden. Starting in 3, 2, 1.
Nice, begin. Right, we're off.
So let's get the car in the workshop. We're going to get the forklift.
Oh, it's worse than I remember them. Okay. See? Quick, block them.
No chance.
Keep going. Go.
You going to get on diet, Hammond? I'll do.
I'll give you one thing, it's not light.
Right.
First things first, the teams get their plans together under the watchful eye of myself and head judge Matt.
Right, Cogs, we are up against it. They are good, but we are better. This is the plan thus far. There isn't one.
That looks good.
Yeah. Well, what have we got? What do we think?
Totally strip it. Then go upstairs into Cog Manor, look over the fence, look down and see what we've got.
So, that's the plan.
Well, the plan, yeah, at the moment, the plan is to take it to pieces, I think. Just strip it.
So you don't want to write anything on the board?
Not yet. Well, you can. You could put strip.
So if I put strip car,
Perfect.
job 1.
Yeah.
That's literally it.
That is, but that is, if we start cutting things out of it now, then you'll look back and say, oh, we could have made that.
Yeah,
but
we
if
could,
you
yeah.
strip it,
See
then
what you
look
come
at
across,
it.
yeah.
Okay, I'll let you go that route, but I'm absolutely terrified now because it's all in your hands. Okay, well then get the thing in bits.
Let's go and get it.
It's going to strip out.
They're a free-thinking bunch of wild artists, the cogs. They just do things their own way, and if this doesn't work, I am running away.
This is quite exciting because I don't think they've got a damn clue, and I've got this sorted. So not everybody in life has got a garden. So if you're in a tower block, right, you haven't got a garden, but the chances are you've got a car. So we're going to turn the car into the garden. Total strip down, right? And then you need to make your design. So obviously you need to be sitting in your garden. So obviously you've got the seats in there. You might want to chop the back out of the car, keep the centre pod, and then use the car around you, like wrap the car around you. We can have giant sunflowers here. We can have rhododendron bush here, all made out of little bits of the car, just plasmid out, glued together. Stems, we just cut a strip of car. Every electric motor in that car, so whether it's electric seats or the window, we need to make something that's mechanised, yeah? Use the motors, use the linkage. There's plenty of bits of car to string it all together. Now, how easy is that out of a Peugeot? Pretty straightforward.
Yeah,
pretty straightforward. Have you made it yet? Go for it, guys.
So, with the plan set, or lack of plan on the cogs part, the builds begin. Head Judge Matt, we've listened into two very different approaches to this challenge. How are you feeling about the path that they're both going down?
Fascinating. I think the interesting, you've got a really creative side, artistic, the cog, and then a really engineering-based approach. And it's going to be really interesting the way that they tackle this idea of keeping a theme, keeping it this garden concept.
Yes.
But approaching it very different routes.
So we have got one big thing being made versus what I imagine is going to be numerous. Do you think that's going to harm or maybe benefit?
One of the problems I think they're going to have is pulling it all together.
Okay.
To keep one theme.
Yes.
Because I think that's important, that it all hangs together as different objects within its own space. From my side, it's going to be about really understanding the creativity that they're going to put into it and looking at it from a designer's eye.
Within minutes, HMS have the 207 almost completely stripped, while at the cog, the Chrysler doesn't seem to want to go out without a fight.
Oh, it's not. Everything glued and stuck together and trying to unscrew things, and it's typical dismantling. Good thing about it is, though, we ain't going to put it back together, are we?
So how's it going?
Wow.
See, you've already made it look better than it was before.
Yeah, it's come on leaps and bounds.
I think as advice as a judge, what I would say is just stand back and think about it as a theme.
Yeah.
And get a theme together that you know you're going in this direction as a whole, as a team.
Yeah.
And that could be 10 different parts, it could be one thing.
Yeah, I think we were sort of along those lines. We don't really know 100% what we're going to make yet. I think we'll be a lot happier once we get past this stage. We just take it.
Once you got it stripped.
Yeah, once we've got it stripped, we know we've got to work with.
Yeah.
We want to really concentrate our efforts and make sure that what we're making is going to be something useful, because more useful than a crossfire, but something that...
I think anything's more useful than a crossfire, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yours. It's going really well. Good progress. We've got our idea of what we're doing from Hadrian, so I think we can evolve that into something quite cool, to be fair.
I think, from my perspective as a judge, what you want to try and do is make sure you keep it abstract.
Yeah.
I think the less it looks like a car, the better.
Oh, yeah. I think so.
Doesn't want to look like you just chop the roof off, put some flower pots in there, and it's a garden.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no. No, that's definitely not in the plan.
Good.
That's quite far off what we've got planned, I think.
I'm looking forward to it.
We'll impress you, hopefully.
Please do.
Cross my fingers.
The engine is such a fundamental part of a car. Matt, I've seen you crane it over. What is your plan with this engine?
My plan is to make a bit of a fire pit out of it.
A fire pit,
Yeah,
okay.
so I'm going to take the pistons at the top, put them on the bottom, so it's got a platform to sit on.
Okay.
We'll have a fire underneath, There'll be flames coming out through the top, so you have warmth. Then maybe you can even grill something over the top of here.
Wow. Okay, so you'll be cooking dinner for us on the final day.
Yeah.
So is that going to sit within the car, or will that be separate outside?
It'll be a separate. It'll be like a centerpiece.
I'll leave you to.
Thank you very much.
It's barely been an hour, and the entire front end of the Peugeot is down on the floor there, and some of it's over on that bench. This looks nothing like a 207 anymore, while the Chrysler still looks a bit like a Chrysler. We'll see how it pans out.
With the strip down of each car well underway, I thought I'd have a chat with the team captains to see how they felt things were going so far. Starting with the head cog.
Richard, happy with your team's progress so far?
Yep, couldn't be happier. Completely happy with their progress so far. It looks like they're taking a long time to strip the car. And as though they don't have any kind of plan for what follows. But that's just how it looks.
Once it's all out and on the floor, there's going to be quite a lot of pressure on that moment of inspiration, which they all seem to be leaning on. That moment of, this is what we should do.
They have majored on an artistic interpretation of it more than I thought they would. It's the difference between a sculptor saying, right, I want to sculpt David, find me a big piece of marble, and a sculptor looking at a piece of marble and thinking, what can I see in it? Neil has turned into some sort of artistic hippie. He just, oh, I can see a horse in that. Well, I don't know, maybe I think that's surprising. I'll be honest, Mike, I'm absolutely terrified. My guys, they set them off, but I can't interfere. I mean, it's like a football manager, they're on the pitch. Yeah. They've just got to be really creative and think of their use. They're good at noise. They're good at noise.
With Richard feeling like the cogs are all at sea, I crossed the courtyard to see where Hadrian's head was at.
Adrian, your guys are setting a pretty serious pace. Are you happy with the progress so far?
Well, I actually thought they'd be building things now.
Not quick enough.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's a fair bit to pull apart, but to be fair, I thought it might have been a little bit more advanced. I hope by the end of tonight we've got actually the first couple of items done, so that it's less car to worry about for the next couple of days, really. If by end of tomorrow you haven't got anything in the big picture, that's a problem.
Well, the cogs have shut the door on you. You can't see in there.
Yeah, I noticed that. I do think that's a little bit unfair.
Are you threatened by what's happening over the road, or are you fairly comfortable?
I'm not worried about it. I'm not threatened by it.
OK, so you're happy with the situation right now. It could be a bit quicker, but looking forward to the start of the build.
Yeah, it could be a bit quicker, and I'm looking forward to the boys using their artistic flair, because that team have got quite a good flair. They all work well with one another. I've sent them all around the world doing jobs, and it's always been faultless. So I don't think they'll disappoint.
What's the plan?
Roof off. Half doors on the back.
Yeah, convertibilise it up down to
the bottom of the
pillars. Throw the plasma right through the top of there. This is on the windscreen.
Through here,
Same
and then we just
here.
fold the screen off. Are we going to do, like we said, and have the doors so they try and hinge
see
the
how
back
that
door?
works. That'd be quite nice, but...
Oh, is it like a gate?
Yeah.
You want a gate into your
We
seating
want a gate
area?
into our garden. Everyone's got a gate.
I can cut some slats in the door.
Yeah, some slats in the doors. It'll look like a picket fence.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a start.
We'll
Yeah,
give
it's
it
a start.
We'll if it doesn't work, we'll
stick
change.
it back together again.
Lovely.
It looks like you just rolled a grenade in it and stepped back. I could have done it in 3 minutes.
Ye of little faith.
I have no faith. It's not little faith, it's none.
So seats, parasol, then flowers all around it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to sketch it and talk amongst yourselves a bit. Yeah. If you've got a sketch and you all agree a sketch, you're all working to one drawing, yeah?
Yeah.
I've nearly finished next door.
Have they?
No.
What's the plan with this car? What's the plan?
Well, the plan is, let's get it stripped, like we said this morning, get it all out, get the engine box out on the floor, split the engine box.
Yeah, I know,
wheels
that's,
off.
I know that's that, but what are we actually doing?
Right,
Do we have to take the diff out? Are you going to use the diff? Are you...
Yeah, well, what we're going to use so far...
If you're not using the diff, there's no point taking the diff out.
Well, I think you were trying to get cogs and shafts in that way. Could do with the dry shafts, I reckon.
What do I want shafts for?
Because I reckon I can make a bird table out of them. Make a lot.
Okay, that's what I want to know. I just don't want to be taking stuff out and spending 3 hours taking dry shafts out for you just to go, don't need that.
That's what I said, just strip it. Let's stick to the original plan. Let's get,
we haven't got an original plan. What are we actually making? Instead of just going, oh, look, we're going to look at that.
I'm going to try and make a pizza oven, which I use a lot of them steel from the bonnet. I want some thick metal, I want the brake discs, yeah? I'm going to want a bit of pillars, which I can cut out myself as I'm going along.
Yeah. If you get the engine out there, right, you can start stripping a piston conrod there.
You want conrods, valves, weld them together as forks. Yeah?
There's all sorts we could do in it.
Oh, I feel so safe. I feel really safe.
So this is Richard Hammond's method of changing the car world for the better, and today's sponsor, who's helped make this video happen, has their own way of increasing the sustainability of the car industry. My Energy is a British green tech company that specialises in the innovation and manufacture of renewable energy technology, and they've supplied the smallest cog with their flagship product, Zappi, which is a smart EV charger with a difference. Normally, when you charge your car at home, you just plug in and go. But what makes the Zappi really clever is its ability to use only renewable energy to charge your EV. So Richard can come here, plug in and get to 100% using just this stuff and that stuff. But what if you don't have solar panels, and what about during the winter months, I hear you ask? Well, solar panels have come a long way in the last decade, so even during winter they can generate a decent amount of energy. As well as the Zappi being the greenest way to charge, it can also be the cheapest way to charge when you do have to use grid energy. By utilising economy and time of use tariffs, the Zappi can make sure to only charge your car at times when energy is at its cheapest. But if you do just want to crack on and charge the car, you can hop into the My Energy app and click the boost button to simply get your car charging. The My Energy app also has a whole host of control functions so that its users can save energy and money. The sooner Richard can install solar panels and a wind turbine on the top of the smallest cog, the sooner the ROI will start to kick in, especially these days when fuel and energy prices are at all-time highs. So, the smallest cog has been officially zappied, and if you're thinking of switching to electric propulsion yourself, click the link in the description below and check out My Energy's products. And a massive thank you to them for sponsoring today's video. The last time I was here, it was just the front of the car that's dismantled, but it's fair to say the 207 is no more. It's absolutely everywhere. And by the looks of things, they're now starting to build things. They're starting to create whatever inventions they're going to come up with. And there are a pair of mats currently chilling in this chassis. It resembles more of a bathtub than it does a car now. I think it's fair to say HMS are a couple of furlongs ahead of the smallest cogs. Can they recover? It's the start of day 2 and we've nipped in just before the guys have arrived. And something that never fails to baffle me is just how much stuff there is in a modern car. There's so many individual bits that it completely blows my mind that manufacturers manage to make a profit out of all of this. I know it's down to sheer numbers, but it's absolutely crazy. Anyway, yesterday was all about the strip down. Today is all about the build. The guys should be here any minute.
Day 2, we're doing important work. We've got to think about what stays and what goes. I mean, do you want to look at a Nissan Juke or that? Exactly. We are culling the herd. Onwards.
The start of a new day brings a flurry of action to the HMS workshop, with the 2 Mats starting fabrication on their car garden's parasol, and Guy creating flowers from aluminium heat shielding. Clever stuff. And after their tense discussion the day before, the cogs are now creating plans of their own.
Andrew, it's good to see you're all now cracking on with some building. I can see some bits of metal, we've got camshafts there. What's going on here?
I'm actually making a pizza oven, trying to.
A pizza oven?
Yeah, we'll have a go. Yeah, problem is,
Okay.
we've only got thin sheet steel in the car.
Okay.
And I expect a pizza oven to be 500 or 600 degrees. So I've been trying to harvest the real thick bits out of the car.
Okay, so a pizza oven's going to have a sort of dome
well,
top.
I got the bonnet, so it'll go literally like an arc, like that, but with the nice ribs. So it'll look factory, won't it?
It sounds very good. It also sounds like a lot of work, so I'll leave you to it.
Thank you very much.
Good luck.
Over on the other side of the workshop, Neil has started on a prop shaft-based lamppost and checks in with Richard on the design.
You know what I mean? So cut the edges off, get a bit tighter.
Yeah.
Look, if you could mount it, it would look like an old Victorian street lamp. You see what I mean?
Yeah. It's clever.
When you get to this bit, we're going to cut these off and warmed them up in the middle, put them in a box, twisted them, made them look like...
I think that's really clever. That would look lovely.
Well, if you could do it, but it's a case of...
I'd spend 20 minutes trying it, see how much heat you've got to get in it.
We're back at HMS to check out some progress. Matt and Matt, what's going on here? I see a drive shaft, a couple of CVs, electric motor, some sort of mechanical contraption.
Yeah. So this is going to move.
Okay.
Clearly. Under electric power, off the car battery and the car wiring.
It's going to move what?
It's going to have a power cell.
Okay.
Going up, off and over. And it will go in any position and do a full 360, and it will also tilt.
Okay, so you can get some shade within your, as you've called it, Garden of Eden.
Yeah.
Lovely. I've come over here and I'm going to say this quietly. All the engineering is very impressive, so I imagine they'll get top marks in that department. But is it pretty? Is it going to be pretty enough? They're building what is going to be, by the looks of it, a garden within a car. And gardens are supposed to be very aesthetically pleasing. There's going to need to be a lot of change in the next day and a half to make that thing resemble what I would see as a garden and what I imagine the judges will see also.
By mid-morning, the teams are really in the swing of it, and the halfway point is fast approaching on the clock. I think it's time we mix things up a bit and get the team captains talking.
Morning, Richard.
Hello.
I've managed to organise a 10-minute truce between you and Hadrian. Are you happy to have him over and compare notes a bit?
Wait, truce, what does that mean?
Well, just you have a look at his stuff, he's a look at your stuff, and you know, might be some inspiration.
He shows me his, I show him mine.
Exactly.
Yeah, all right.
Okay, we'll go fetch him.
All right. I think that's all right. Is that all right? Yeah, it's all right. Think.
Do me the walk and talk then, because I don't understand it.
You see all that?
Yeah.
It was a Chrysler Crossfire, that's it. I've got nothing more than that. It's they don't. My guys don't conform readily to plan.
Where's your design?
They're free think. It's some of it's in his head.
Yeah.
Some of it's in Neil's head. Some of it's in Andrew's. It's in their heads.
Oh, but I mean, they're all related, so perhaps they're using family telepathy.
It could well be they share somewhere. There's like a familial, imaginary chalkboard with plans on. What I'm hoping for is 2 showstoppers.
Yeah.
1 medium size, you know, not bad, and then lots of little things.
Oh, I see. So you you want the piece de resistance.
The piece de resistance.
Surrounded by
Bit.
some sort of salvage resembling something.
Yeah. Resembling something.
Yeah.
That's broadly it. Right, am I allowed to look at yours?
I don't want you getting angry. Okay?
You know what I'm
I don't
like.
want envy. Jealousy is a very, very damaging thing, all right?
I like it. I like the taste of it. Well, you've definitely taken the car apart. There's no doubting that is in bits. What is it?
You mean you can't tell?
No, it's half a Peugeot 207.
There's the blueprint there, look. Look at that. Well, black print, actually, ours is.
Oh, my God. Are you turning the car into a garden?
No, and around it.
So this is a garden?
Yeah.
I'm going to go now because tell my guys to relax, not to worry.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it's good, but I don't feel threatened. Oh, God!
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a bit low.
That's an ingenious way of doing that.
Cogs assemble! Chaps, quick, I have intel. I have been on a completely legal and above board spying mission over there. I've got news about what they're doing. Do you want to know?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, very broadly, they've turned the car into a garden. We've all honed in on the same bits. They're using the heat shield and they've made some really pretty flowers out of it.
Yeah.
But I'm not despairing because theirs is going to be clever. The engineering's good. They've got a parasol that follows the sun in any
But why do you want to put
orientation.
a garden in the garden?
If you haven't got a garden. So I think we're still on track. We've got a lot to do. They are much further ahead.
Right.
I don't know if it's in the rules, but I can think you can have a little go.
Shut the doors, who's going to see you?
Well, exactly.
Cut some flowers.
Yeah. Okay, right. Continue.
Happy with that, yeah?
Yes.
At speed.
Yes, speed is good.
Speed.
Speed and focus.
Almost immediately, Richard has grabbed his overalls and is getting stuck in. But if he's worried about the cog's progress, our next guest could be just what they need. Meet Matt Sanderson, artist, sculptor, and all-round master of metal. He's here to advise the teams and lend an expert hand with their projects.
Matt, you're going to bring some serious expertise to this challenge. Where do you think you're going to deploy your help most?
Well, I don't know whether the most is appropriate because we've got to be careful and be equal, of course.
That's what I want to hear.
But both teams have very interesting ideas, and the individual objects in the cog team are very exciting. You know, there's a lot of challenges there. I'm going to need to help a little bit, I think, but they seem to have got a good grip on it. In the other team, they've got this massive task because they're trying to convert every bit of the car. So we're just picking up everything from felt to plastic to metal and see if it can be added and, you know, create that whole garden effect. So we'll have to go and have a look and see whether I'm just going to get in the way or be any use.
So I got to this stage, what I call my bird bath.
Beautiful.
I want to put something on it, like...
To suggest life coming
Yeah,
to it.
that's what I mean, yeah.
All right.
We're going to paint it as well,
Yeah.
to bring a bit of colour to it. But just, yeah, bring
a bird, something to...
Yeah, just bring a bit of life to the actual... So you know what it is then, you know...
Sure. What have we got? I mean, something bright and colourful would be nice, wouldn't it? Because everything's metal so far. Everything's the inside of a car.
Very industrial, yeah.
But if we could contrast that with something off the car, any of the rubbers or plastics, corrugated plumage
So, yeah.
for the neck, I think that's a really nice
Yeah, I
touch.
think it's just a little touch just to put on there so you know roughly what it is.
We should go and look for some stuff.
Yeah, all right.
With Anthony very quickly bringing his bird to life, Richard is starting work on a new garden item. This one aimed at kids.
This is not the most exciting thing we're building, but if you've got kids, a swing is the most exciting thing you can possibly have. So there we are. Any child is going to cut their legs to ribbons on that sharp edge. What do I do? Tell them not to? Sod it, they can just wear jeans and don't wear shorts when you go on the swing. How important is child safety? They don't have enough, you know, they need some tough experiences. They need to learn some lessons. There is one.
I think simply by beavering away, the cogs may have taken a lead. The engineering juggernaut that is HMS got off to a cracking start, but that structure over there has looked the same for quite a few hours now. Have the turns tabled?
No, that's very annoying. Sake.
After a bewinged disaster at HMS, Andrew called me over to give an update on his pizza oven.
This is going to be sort of my pizza stone.
Okay.
So I found the thickest bit of metal I could. I've cut a brake disc in half.
Nice.
Light the fire there, just inside the door. get it all going. You push it back off the flat plate, clean the flat plate, open the door. When it's up to temperature, put your pizza in. The pizza will stay there. So it's all burning there. It's going up the chimney. The heat should come back around. That should be hot. Cook your pizza, done to a turn.
Very good. You'll be making Asda pizzas in there before you know it.
Well, hopefully on Saturday.
Yeah.
Celebratory pizza.
Neil, we started the day with you making a lantern, is that correct?
Victorian lamp, yeah.
Okay, but before that's finished, you've now started on, well, what's this?
This is just, I just looked at the shape of that car and it looks like a horse's neck, so I'm going to make a horse's head.
Make a horse's head, Godfather style.
Yeah, yeah, exactly that. So watch out.
That's interesting. So you've looked at the sort of rear part of the roof of a Chrysler Crossfire and thought, horse. Cool. It's the end of day 2 and the builds have really taken shape now. The board is set, the pieces are moving, and tomorrow the judges will be here to crown a winner. The final day is upon us and everything's getting very serious now. Look, I've even put a shirt on, although my hotel didn't have an iron. Sorry, Mum. In other news, that sounds like a Richard Hammond arriving.
There is a whole new wave of cars coming, and that is exciting, but it does mean petrol engine cars are going to become a rarer sight on our roads. And if that's the case, do you want to catch a privileged and special glimpse of this or a Peugeot 207? Exactly, that's why we are culling the herd, weeding out the dreary and disappointing to leave space for the beautiful and important. And our work goes on. This is a big day, final day, much to do.
With the final few hours counting down, today's all about the finishing touches. HMS turn their unused glass into gravel for their fish pond, while Andrew makes the final panels for the pizza oven. But there's a problem on the horizon.
Come on, you legend. No, I ain't gonna go with it.
Oven won't fire.
Okay.
I mean, that is the centre of our entire operation. I sold my Porsche to buy it, and this morning it's decided not to play ball.
Has it ever done that before?
I'll be honest, yes, but usually they get it going. Today, it will not. It won't ever. Neil, right now, I mean, that's what he does. Above all else, he's a painter.
Okay.
And his oven won't work.
Well, I wish you...
It just won't trip, it won't fire.
I wish you all the luck in the world. Hopefully you can get it going.
How many beers did you have last night?
4.
Oh.
And a quad gin.
HMS have no paint oven issues, as they don't have one, resorting instead to trusty rattle cans. And in goes Matt's engine block fire pit we saw on day 1.
You boys are getting a bit of an artistic flair, aren't you?
Isn't there a reset thing up on there?
Yeah, but normally sets that off like mad. I'm gonna go and pick the 2 full balls up from your house, change the 2 empty ones, and you'll have full pressure, and then we know if it's gas or not.
I'll carry on painting the gold, I'll do the bits, and when Andy gets back, we need to bake it then, so it'll be okay. By the time he does that, I'll carry on with that, and then it should be all right.
With only a few hours to go, and the oven still refusing to play ball, Neil gets on with painting the Cogs project anyway, hoping that Richard and Anthony can get it working in the meantime. Matt, I've come over here. Things seem a bit quiet. What's going on?
We're pretty much finished, really.
And you've got, a few hours to go. You're happy with how things are going?
Yeah, the trouble is we keep adding more and more useless and pointless things. So at one point we've got to stop.
Okay, well, fair play. What are you going to do with your next 3-4 hours?
I think we'll spend most of our time relaxing in the Garden of Eden.
Okay, well, you do you.
Come on, girl. Be a good girl. Technology is a wonderful thing.
Worst case, you can apply colour. You wouldn't be able to do it to the quality we do on a car, but you can get them coloured and it will dry. It won't be.
It'll just be. It won't be how we want it now.
This is fantastic here because I've got a great vantage point. So there we are looking into Uncogtastic, right? And there I am watching my lads on the monitor. So as I'm seeing it at the moment, I think we're quite a way ahead of the game.
With the game teetering on a knife edge, things take a turn for the better at the smallest cog.
Burning! Yes! She's working! We're back in business!
Pre-made handle.
Competitors, you have 1 hour remaining. I repeat, you have 1 hour remaining.
1 hour. 1 hour! Right, well, it's finishing touches. Just finish everything. Andrew, 1 hour. 1 hour. 1 hour.
Well, he seems a little bit tense about that, doesn't he?
Hold on, let me.
Oh, that's better.
We're gonna make tungsten grey, satin black, silver. That looks lovely, look at that. Look at that.
I need my bird. I forgot my bird.
Where's your raven?
He's out there on a nap.
Teams, down your tools in 5,
What?
4,
What?
3,
No!
2,
No!
1.
Neil!
That's it.
Well, that is it.
It's about time.
We're done. We're done. Okay. Well, there's no more we can do, everybody.
We can't do no more.
Let's get everything outside and displayed to best effect.
So, after 3 days of building, 2 hateful cars have become an incredible display of creativity, artistry, and engineering. From the cogs, a working pizza oven complete with camshaft legs and tailpipe chimney, a prop shaft lamp with differential base and quarter-light glass, a bell housing bird bath, valve stem garden forks, clutch quoits, a wheelbarrow complete with torque converter wheel and roll bar handles, cam pulley candle holders, and of course, Neil's horse. Team HMS, on the other hand, have realised their tower block garden vision, complete with engine block fire pit, sundial, a picket fence, and even a fish pond. Now, it's time for the judges to crown a winner. And they are design expert Matt Humphreys, that we've already met, Claire Barrett, industrial archaeologist, steam engineer and presenter on shows like Salvage Squad, legendary automotive journalist and the man that launched Richard's career, Zog Ziegler, and our specialist theme judge, Georgie Morris. She works at the local garden centre.
Right, so what have we got then? Wow, and shock and excitement. I don't know. There's a whole variety of emotions going on here.
For practicality's sake, Those garden forks are probably a little bit too heavy.
If you were actually using that, that would be really heavy in
Yeah,
your...
and you have a job getting it in your mouth as well.
No, I think it's garden forks.
thought it was garden
Oh, I see. I thought they were for
digging.
steaks. Candles.
All right.
These are lovely. I really
you like those?
These, yeah. They are so beautiful and yet so easy to sell. I can see them flying off the shelves.
Oh dear, it's leaking.
Is there something leaking?
I'm not sure what that is. Does anybody know what that is? Pizza oven.
I like that.
I like that. It's going like a good one.
And
there's
you've got the pizza...
the paddle.
Paddle thing.
Yes.
I love the fact that they've used bonnet panels with its original form and then reshapes that into a completely different object.
This is a creation. I really, really like that.
It's so sleek and smooth. It's beautiful, really.
Yes.
I loved looking at the lamp, the garden lamp, and then realising that that's the underneath the car. You're never normally going to see that at all.
But that's a good use of some big bits of the car, isn't it?
I like the paint detailing as well.
Yeah.
And that's what COG are known for. That is their attention to detail.
Hand done.
I really like this one.
The bird bath is comical.
That's wonderful.
I think that's really creative.
Compared to the sleekness of the pizza oven, it's maybe slightly garish colour-wise. It looks like John Deere has decided to put together a bird bath.
And there, they stick it on top of this, which is not a delicate little thing, is it?
That's not one for you.
Some of the other bits aren't quite as successful, I have to admit.
By your feet, is it kites?
I think it is.
Is it? I'm not going to hand that to my 3-year-old, that's for sure.
Safe for children to use.
You could throw this and it'll spin or cut someone's head off.
Obviously, the standard of workmanship when they've got the time is amazing, but when they're rushing it, it's just not hitting the spot, is it?
Wheelbarrow.
Wheelbarrow.
Looks great.
But really
Do you think?
impractical.
You can't use it.
No.
It'll be all over the place.
No.
It's an interesting use of different elements of the car, isn't it? You've got the fuel tank, you've got a seat base.
But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what it is. It has to work. It has to be a wheelbarrow. This is just a paint-covered mess.
I could almost see it as some sort of Ponzi gallery in London, as like some sort of installation, because the form language and the seat and the way that it holds the bucket on the front is interesting, but functionally it's absolutely crap. So really, what's the point? Yeah,
Not for
I'm
your...
not sure I'm going to stick my kids on that.
The garden swing, we think probably one wouldn't put one's 3-year-old on it.
And that's the bottom line, isn't it? If you can't imagine selling it or putting someone else's child on it, then...
Also, what's it hang from? You've got to have a tree in your garden, you've got to have something already to
That's
attach
a very
it
good
to.
point. It would cut their legs off, you'd have blood, it would be horrible.
What is it?
It's a garden
kneeler.
Yeah.
Garden kneeler.
Lose the tray on the front of it and just have the pad as the kneeler itself. You'd be miles away from whatever you were trying to weed. You're just really impractical. You're not going to be using that anytime soon.
I'd probably have the horse just for fun. But why?
Is it just an art piece?
It's a garden ornament.
Is that what it is? Oh.
What the heck do you reckon they made that hair out of?
I don't know, but it's covering up some very interesting welding, so let's leave it there.
Okay. I mean, it's interesting that they've managed to use parts of panels that you would not recognise where it's come from.
They put a horse back on the carriage, haven't they?
Oh.
Right. This is formerly the Peugeot 207.
I'm slightly confused. I don't understand what it is. Is it a seating area for the garden?
Yes.
Is it?
It's a seating area with barbecue.
As a whole, it's a beautiful creation.
Maybe you just stick that on the pavement outside your house.
This is Hadrian's version of if you didn't have a garden.
Most of it is fantastic.
I am loving this. This is amazing. You see, it's moving in the wind.
They've
flowers
obviously
are great,
cut them.
The flowers are great. You can forget all the rest of it. You can strip all of the flowers and the individual elements out of that and hand them out individually, and everyone's going to love that.
Oh, no.
Enjoy it, Matt. Enjoy it.
Really?
Oh.
Careful, you'll take off.
Lose the parasol. That is not necessary and a bit of a health hazard, so.
So what have they used for the...
So they've used the electric window switches.
Oh, wow.
Yes. I mean, they're beautifully installed.
That is incredibly clever.
Yeah.
Well, I admire what they've done. I admire the engineering. It's tough. It's robust. This is a wonderfully impressive thing.
They have used an awful lot of the car, and we are interacting in it
All of these flowers and the way that they've sort of clothed it does work really well.
The way they're working is to get an emotional response out of you, and I would say that they have won on that, haven't they? Like, everyone's looking at it and laughing. It's definitely getting a very strong emotional response from everyone.
I love the feature of the electric windows controlling that, and I love the pond. I think that's just genius, and I think it's much better than the original car. For comedy value, 10 out of 10. For practicality, 1.
They've taken lots from different areas of the vehicles. I think in general they have been really quite creative in their use of different panels, different materials from the existing car.
Okay, head judge Matt, please come forward and give us your verdict.
So we did a lot of deliberation. We had to, at the end of the day, come up with a decision that considered engineering, aesthetics, sellability.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, desirability. You needed to want it to go home with an object, all the objects.
Good.
So I can tell you the winner is the smallest car.
Yes!
That is well done. Thank you very much, judges. Can I just jump in, surfing in on like a wave of victory? Both teams, that was epic and immense fun. And I want to remind us all that what we're here to do is rid the world of hateful cars to leave space for nice cars. So there is another trophy that in a way is more important, which is this one, which was constructed, I believe, yesterday by Adrian. And this is for the team that has managed to recycle most of their car, because obviously they're the team that have got rid of most of the car and turned it to something else. And that can only go to HMS, because look, the thing's nearly entirely gone. So, in a way, that's the more important trophy. And I think above all else, we can all clap the disappearance of 2 hateful cars to leave space for something better. Not at all. I'll go home now, knackered. Well, we tried something new with this, and I hope you enjoyed watching it as much as we enjoyed making it. But let us know what you think in the comments. Tell us what you want to see more of, what you want to see less of, just ways we can make it better, and we will listen. Hopefully be back to do it all again soon. See ya.